if this is going to be worth my time and make it successful, I got to invest.
Yes.
100%. So I'm joining committees. I'm on the board. Now I'm on the executive committee. And my goal is to make this chamber the best damn chamber in all of Maryland.
Preach. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Barcast. My name is Brad. This is Christian, and this is a show about just business and entrepreneurship. And that is all I've got for right now because we still haven't come up with a really good tagline. So we're just going to go with that, and then maybe we'll come up with something.
By season 4,
we'll come up with something actually more professional. But we'll see.
By season 14,
I don't know if we do anything on the show that's actually professional. We try to make it like it's a real professional show, but
it feels that way.
We're in a bar, so who cares?
At season 14, I'll be 40 years old. Just if anybody
certainly
cares.
feels that way.
I mean, don't most executives drink up on their lunch breaks?
The deals happen over beers.
That's by the way, this is not a live show. It's actually 7 a.m. and we're drinking beer. No, just kidding. It's 12:30.
So we've been talking to this guy with the shiny head. And nobody even knows who he is. So
Bald and the Beautiful.
I will let you introduce him.
Yes. Ooh. So this is my friend, my dear friend. Go way back. So this is Mike Cam. Mike Cam is an entrepreneur, but more importantly, he's an ex-bartender. I forgot about that. He is an ex-bartender here at the Horse.
That's right. So we are here at the Horse you came in on, or on this side, we're on the Horse you rode out on in Fells Point, Maryland. Shout out.
Deep roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we invited him here to the Barcast. So if you don't know about the Barcast or aren't familiar with the channel, so the Barcast is really an opportunity for us as entrepreneurs to get together and really talk about the journey. So you and I, Brad, talk about our journey. Yep. And now we've gotten to the point where we really want to start bringing other entrepreneurs in. And the crux is really like to get people to see that like there's more than you see on social media, right? Yeah. There's a little bit of background. There's the ups, the downs, and we can shine light on what it's really like to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So we got Mike Cam here. Welcome, brother.
It's good to be here. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I'm honored. Yeah. I am honored to be here.
So let's jump right in. Tell us about how you became an entrepreneur. Give us like the elevator speech.
Well, I would say it started with my family. I come from a family of small family business. My dad was a printer. My mom was his bookkeeper. And I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's all I know. So I think it was something that was just in my blood, in my DNA. And that's where it all started.
Nice. And so was becoming an entrepreneur something that was conscious? Like, did you already know, or at what point?
No, it definitely wasn't like a conscious decision or something that, I could foresee, in my future. I was probably the first one in my family to go to college. And that was something that my mom wanted the opportunity to do, but she didn't because of her father.
Right.
He wouldn't let her. So I knew that that's something that she wanted for me. So I did that.
Okay.
Now, when I was in college, I changed majors a couple times. I started out in accounting, then in finance. But I always wanted to do something corporate. I just envisioned myself doing corporate finance. But what I found out was that type of work required 5 years of experience. So coming out of college, I wasn't going to get that type of job. Eventually, I got into financial services. And initially, I was just working with individuals.
Okay.
Over time, I started working with more and more business owners just organically. And I realized that's where my passion was. Because when I am working with these business owners, it's like I'm working with my parents.
Right.
So that's just been my true passion.
So talk a little bit about what you do now in your business.
Yeah, so I am a partner at a financial planning firm called Tide Creek Financial Group. I joined that firm about 3 years ago. That's really when I would say I became an entrepreneur. Previously, I had worked with another firm, but I wasn't in a leadership role. I was sort of like a junior partner. So becoming a partner at Tide Creek, like everything is, on me,
Right.
or partially on me. You have to generate my own business. I have to pay employees. I have to pay overhead. So when I'm working with other business owner clients, I can certainly relate.
Yeah, sure. So when you said, so it sounds like you had quote unquote been in entrepreneurship, but your comment was when I truly felt like an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So can you elaborate on that? Like that's interesting that you say that. What do you mean when you say I felt like an entrepreneur?
So when I started my career almost 13 years ago, basically I had a sales manager, sort of like a sales team, and it was very salesy. Like that's what we were taught to do. So I would go out and I would sell products. And then over time, I joined a firm, which they did wealth management, but I didn't have any ownership. Basically, I was an associate. And I wouldn't say I was taking orders, but like I did what they wanted me to do or what needed to be done. And over time, I just realized like this isn't going to be a good fit.
Right.
And, we mutually parted ways. And I didn't join Tide Creek right away. So I left that firm, took my clients with me. And that was the point where I realized like, wow, I am on my own. Like, what did I just do?
Right.
So, everything became my responsibility at that point. My clients were my responsibility. Paying the bills were my responsibility. Getting new clients were my responsibility. So it's not like I started from the ground floor because I still had a client base, but now everything was on me.
Yeah. So you're working primarily with business owners, or that's kind
Correct.
of who you're looking for,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You believe you've made a statement before that cold calling is dead. And it's interesting because I was thinking about, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I never said that, but I agree with what you're saying. And this morning, I was like tying it all together, and I think it resonates with my industry. So tell me, when you say cold calling is dead, what does that mean? And then what do you do if you're a business owner and cold calling is dead?
Sure. Well, yeah, I do believe cold calling is dead.
It's kind of hard to argue that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Who's calling? I mean, first of all, who has a landline phone that you're calling at this point in time? And yes, sometimes you'll get a phone call on your cell phone, but if it's not a number you recognize,
Yeah.
you're not picking up anyway.
And I mean, a lot of business owners, including us, we have a gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
We have somebody who picks up the phone,
Yeah.
asks who's calling, what is this in reference to? Now, you might have some salespeople who are really good at getting around that gatekeeper, but most of those gatekeepers, like, they know what they're doing.
Right.
So, cold calling's dead. Like this is. I mean, we're truly in an era where it's about relationships. Like it really is, and
Agreed.
that's what people value.
Yes.
Christian loves to do that.
I agree. Am I not allowed to agree?
Yes. Wait,
Yes.
hold on. Yes.
Split second. Continue. Relationships are everything.
Yes.
We agree with that.
And I think so. What do you think? Because relationships were everything back in the day. I was, like back before all technology happened and real technology happened and stuff like that. So, I think that it's almost kind of like we're reverting back to that in a lot of senses.
I agree.
A lot of sense when it comes to even just like fashion, right? You look at fashion. Things are always coming back, and the way that business is being run nowadays, I think, kind of is being a little bit more retro in that aspect of just like being able to make that personal connection. And I think it's interesting because, and we've talked about this before, back in the early days about Netflix. Even though Netflix is considered a tech company, they're still building a relationship with you because they're taking things that you watch and catering them to the individual. So,
yes, amen.
Yeah.
Preach.
Oh, I mean Hulu.
Right.
Like I have Hulu, and Hulu knows exactly what I want to watch at what time.
Yeah.
So when I get up in the morning, it automatically pops up Sports Center.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy.
So I want to interject because I disagree with what you're saying. I agree and I disagree. I don't think relationships have ever gone. The idea of building relationships have ever gone anywhere. I think you've always won in that sense. But I think what's different now is that you can't succeed without that.
Yes.
Because before, if you look at 2-3 decades ago, you could survive without relationships, without building them, only for the sheer fact of people, you only had this infrastructure where like people didn't know anything beyond their circle.
Yeah.
Whereas now you have to have relationships for credibility. And so the access to information, the world being so small that I feel like it's impossible to be successful without building those relationships because people have access to you and who you are and what you're about. So I think that it's just shedding the light on like you have to have some semblance of relationship building.
So I'm going to agree and disagree with both of you.
What is this, first take?
Right. So, I mean, I think you can build a business in many different ways, many different formats,
Yes.
many different strategies. And could you cold call and could you still be a successful business? Sure. However, the amount of work that it's going to take, the amount of dials and calls that you're going to have to make to connect with whomever it is that you're connecting with, like you're going to be on the hamster wheel forever.
Right.
Did you just go back on your word? You said cold calling was dead, but I think I just heard
No,
you say
so-
cold calling is not dead.
So
You heard it here first. Hot take. Cold calling is
if you
not
want to
dead.
build a successful, long-standing
Yeah.
business,
Sounds like you're talking out of your ass. But continue.
So I think what he's trying to say, the key to sustainability is building relationships.
correct.
But maybe there's a case that could be made. You could start building relationships with those cold calls.
Do you always have people explain everything for you?
Yeah, pretty much. I like to delegate. That's what a successful business owner delegates.
You're damn right. You just sit back and relax and let everybody else do the work.
How are you going to delegate this push-up contest that's about to go down off air?
Oh, man.
Anyway, sorry. Back on track. No, I think we all agree on that front. The reason why I was thinking about it was because I've told everybody in my industry, which is hospitality, with coaching, it's all referral based.
Yeah.
And I think your industry is all referral based. Is that fair to say?
Our businesses. Yeah.
So, like, I've always said, there's no point in me marketing because it's all referral based, but that's not true. That's not true. And so, you're great at building relationships. One thing I appreciate about you is we've sort of been on the outskirts of your offerings, and you've never I've always noticed that you've built business through relationships, and I admire that, your ability to build those relationships.
Thank you.
With that said, your approach is interesting. So I want to talk about your approach because I think it applies to me on like, how do you create relationships outside of the people you know? Talk about the ways that you're not cold calling. How do you get to a point where you get your clients non-referral based?
So non-referral based, what I have recognized is that if you are wanting to target like a specific industry or a specific market, you need to get involved. And that could mean many things. But for me, it was getting involved with a chamber. And it was a regional chamber. It's called Central Maryland Chamber. And
36 chambers?
protect your neck.
Did you get that reference?
No.
Oh, man. So we joined the chamber 2 years ago. Not even a year being at the chamber, I was asked to be on the board. Being on the board for then 6 months, I was then asked to be on the executive committee. So I'm actually going to be the chairman of the board
Damn.
in 2022.
Big time.
Oh, I'll cheers to that.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. This is the most like awkward.
I was going to say that wasn't weird at
That
all.
wasn't smooth.
Hopefully this one will be better.
all right.
So But no, but basically, I recognized this was an organization where I could connect with other business owners, and rather than just paying a membership fee and showing up to like 1 or 2 events a year,
Right.
I'm like, if this is going to be worth my time and make it successful, I got to invest
Yes.
100%. So I'm joining committees. I'm on the board. Now I'm on the executive committee. And my goal is to make this chamber the best damn chamber in all of Maryland.
Preach.
That would be awesome.
I
Heard it here first.
I was thinking about that in my life, and I'm like, it's so obvious. It's such a simple thought, and I know people are probably like, "You idiot," obviously, but no, it's a reality. It's I need to get involved in hospitality organizations,
Yeah.
and that's how I grow because referrals only last for so long.
Correct.
And like network referrals, but then beyond that is getting involved in those in the right ones, and that's the important key is getting involved in the right organizations.
So what I did was I went to different events. I went to different organizations, different networking groups, and I spent probably over a year just trying everything, just to see like what is going to be the best fit for me. And I think I found those fits.
Nice.
So once I found them, I'm like, okay, now I need to be all in on these two. And yeah,
Would you say the fit is more of like a schmedium fit?
I mean,
Like Brad's shirt, like a schmedium. No, it fits right. It fits right.
like
You're such a nerd. That wasn't even like
I know.
that was
Like,
the
he-
corniest.
I know he
that was
just
the corniest shit
So
ever.
good.
No, it wasn't.
Well, when you're the target of the joke, it's not as funny.
But you're laughing at your own joke.
It's good.
Jesus.
All right.
I mean, this sweater's a little schmedium-ish.
Yeah, I was going for you, but then
I know you were.
I gotta
Oh.
say, he's the best dressed guy out of all of us right now.
You got something to say about me? Because I know that's where you're going.
No.
Side. So
I don't know if they can
we are
actually
at
hear
a real
that.
bar with
Yeah.
real live
Yep.
music.
Hopefully it's not too distracting. But anyhow.
So, all right. Back to the entrepreneurship journey.
Yep.
Tell us about the journey. How's it been? The ups. We talked about being real, the ups, the downs.
Sure.
Yeah, what's
your
life like right
entrepreneurship
now,
journey.
you know?
Life is good. Life is good. But it is a journey. You know, I believe there are 4 stages in a business cycle.
It's 3 a.m.
I know it.
So long.
I mean, when this song came on, I'm like, how are we
I
not?
know.
How are we
It's a
not
good
going to
ass
sing this
song.
song?
So the musicians that come into this bar, they're all singable songs. Yeah.
4 stages.
Okay, yeah. I think there are 4 stages to a business. You have an idea. That's like the first stage. Then you have, I call it a rising star. Like the idea is now more than just an idea.
Yeah.
Like you're actually have a business plan. You're like taking action. And then it becomes a cash cow. Hopefully.
Cash.
Cashier
Here.
cow.
Cashier cow. Follow me on IG.
And then dying dog.
Okay.
Yep.
And I mean, those are typical, your typical 4 stages of a business.
So where are you right now?
Cash cow in it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say between the rising star and the cash cow. Yeah. Like there always can be improvements, efficiencies, whatever else. But, I mean, we have built a practice where we have a lot of trusted clients who refer us to other clients, and our brand has been building over time, and things are going really well.
So I'm going to put my professor hat on for a second, if you afford me this opportunity. So what you described actually is called the BCG matrix
Yes, and I learned that
in my class.
in Christian's class.
Wait, you actually learned something in Christian's class?
I know, right?
Ask him who his favorite professor was.
Hands down. Not gonna lie. That's why we're sitting here.
Yeah.
I can see it.
But
I can see it.
it's created by the Boston Consulting Group, and I'm sure you learned that from somewhere. So it's close to what you said. starts with a question mark. You have idea, same principle. Question mark, you're not sure if this is going to work or not work. So question mark, star, rising star, cash cow, and dying dog.
Yep.
All right, and it deals with the growth perspectives and where it's at. So rising star and cash cow is where you want it to be. And for business owners out there, it doesn't only have to do with your entrepreneurship journey. It really can do with anything.
Yeah.
If you have products, if you're evaluating which products to keep, which ones to sort of sunset, you put it on this BCG matrix. I think it's awesome for people to know that, and it creates an objective measure for people to evaluate where they're at with their business product-wise, or if it's time to move on from your business and pursue something else.
Yeah.
So it's good to know and to be objective about that. So the BCG matrix is a great tool, and I was thinking about it'd be cool if with my company, if I created something that was more sports related. So if you're like something's like a prospect, right? And then it could be like a superstar or whatever.
Minor league, major league.
So however you want to interpret that, but I think that there's a cool, like a superstar and like a Hall of Famer and then whatever, like over the hill.
That would be cool.
But yeah, I think you could make like a sports analogy out of it. But that's really cool from your journey perspective of where you're at. So it seems like things are going really well.
Yeah. And I mean, let me be the first to tell you, it's not all glamorous. I mean, I watched it with my family.
Right.
My dad being in the printing business, he did really well. I think at one time he had 5 employees, and it was a small shop right here in Baltimore, Hollandtown. And over time, and it was really when computers sort of like came into the picture, and everybody has a PC at home. And now it's like, why do I need to go to a printer? Like, we can do this from our home.
Right.
So my dad, his printing business, he didn't evolve with it. But what he did do is he created a youth soccer league, and that now has over 600 teams that play in it. And my mom, she, in addition to bookkeeping, she went and worked for Baltimore County Public Schools, and she retired 2 years ago. So, like, they had the foresight to make the changes that they needed to make. But yeah, not everybody does that. And I know for me, there were some really tough times in the beginning.
Yeah.
Debt that I had to take on because, running a business costs money.
Right.
And if the revenue's not coming in, like, you got to pay the bills. You got to make payroll.
Yeah. So on that note, as we wrap up, thinking about your journey, what is like the one piece of feedback that you would give to new aspiring entrepreneurs? Basically, what would you tell yourself if you had to go back to the beginning?
So I would say, first, embrace and enjoy the journey, because it is a journey.
Yep.
And don't be afraid to fail, don't be afraid to fail as long as you learn from your failures.
Yeah.
Because you're going to fail. Like, there is going to be things that you do or don't do, but learn from them.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think that's great. I mean, especially from like, I'm sure you probably have people that have been with you from the beginning and being able to appreciate them, and they've been able to watch you grow. So like,
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I'm experiencing that in my own business, so it's pretty awesome. So couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I love that. I'll cheers to that.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Is it toast competition time?
Sure is.
All right, toast competition. Guests first. Guests do the honor.
Let's do it. So we gotta
Explain.
we gotta explain the whole thing.
Explain.
So
All
we're
right.
explaining the toast competition.
Toast competition.
Hashtag People's Toast.
All right, so every episode we try to do a toast competition. We're at a bar, so it's only suiting. The toast competition consists of everybody bringing a toast. It could be original or otherwise. Some of us create original content, others Google search. Today we have the old number 7 Jack Daniels. This is our bottle. 1A lives here at the Horse. I'm going to take the small one. No comments. All right.
You give me the big one.
That's what
And
she
then
said.
after the toast, we'll put a poll up, right? Did you say that's what she said?
I'm taking that clip. There's another one where you actually drank the whole shot during the LeBron episode, and I'm taking that clip too.
LeBron or Kobe?
Because
but
I
they
said
all look alike,
I
don't
said
they?
you took all of that. And he's like, "Yep, I sure did."
Oh, wow.
Kobe episode is what he meant.
Yeah.
Did I say LeBron? Kobe.
Yes.
Kobe episode. Yeah. Anyways, let's go.
All right. Me first? to health, wealth, and everything in between, to the window, to the wall, to the sweat drops down my...
Do you know my toast?
No.
Oh my God.
Did I just take it?
You took part of it. No.
That's
You're
hilarious.
just
Keep
original,
going.
right?
Keep
That was
going.
original.
Keep going.
Oh,
That's done?
that was it.
That's it? Okay.
Cheers.
That was good. I like that one.
This is crazy. You guys, we don't drink yet.
Okay.
Or we can take a sip.
Oh, well, we'll take a
I
sip.
mean, I'm going to sip anyway.
On Jack? Come on now.
I'm going to go next because it's very, very similar.
Okay.
And mine,
That's hilarious. So,
keep in mind.
to preface this,
Pop.
guys, nobody knows what toast we're
Yes.
bringing to the table,
No.
right? So nobody knows. So this is all first time. Everybody's hearing it.
All right. My toast, original. Or as they say in Spanish, original. Whether to the window or the wall, full head of hair or completely bald, may the sweat drip down your balls.
How is that even
I
possible?
have no idea, but when you said it, I was
That
like,
is
holy
hilarious.
Oh, my
That is hilarious.
That was awesome. Ooh, that one went down a little tougher. That one did
It's
not
supposed to
go
get
down
easier.
well. It got harder. That's what she said.
That's what she said. All right.
Last and least,
Let's not reinvent the wheel here.
is that the toast?
No. That would be hilarious if it was.
usually
I mean,
like
that's
that.
but that's
An
it.
awkward
It's-
silence. Yeah.
May we be in heaven 30 minutes before the devil finds out we're there.
Cheers. Hold on.
What's up?
Before we end, I know we're running long. You did not hit the table. This is a very Baltimore tradition. When you toast, you have to
Yes.
hit the table. And
Is
if
that
we
just-
can we do a replay of that? You did not hit the table. You
I didn't-
faked out,
I
which
didn't-
is actually blasphemous.
Actually,
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Actually, didn't do it.
Did you see that?
I didn't do it.
I- yeah.
I didn't do it any of the times.
I wasn't going to call
I
him
didn't know that
out.
was a Baltimore thing, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yes.
like a countrywide thing.
Well, I don't know.
No.
No.
It's a Baltimore thing.
It's definitely I've been to other places. It's
We are
Every-
claiming that.
Everything's a Baltimore thing.
Yeah. All right.
So there you have it, guys. If you think you can come up with a better toast, make sure you're leaving comments down below, or hit us up at the Barcast on IG
Yeah.
and hashtag it People's Toast, and it might just show up on a future Barcast. That is going to do it for us. Mike, thanks so much for joining us
Thanks
today.
for
Really
having me,
appreciate
guys.
the time. And if you guys got some value out of this, give us a thumbs up as well. And if you're not subscribed to the Barcast, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we put out a Barcast, which is usually on Sundays at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.
And always remember, if you don't drink Jack,
You're an ass.
you're an ass.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.